Hey, howdy, howdy, howdy.
What up?
Bailey's truck? We got Todd on here. We got Lloyd the Hammer Hardy down here. So it's going to be a good show. We're going to talk a little bit about the last weekend's KBF event, and then a little bit about Lake Okeechobee registration and some things coming in the future. But yeah, we'll wait for a couple people to hop on to kind of fill in the room, and then we'll kind of start off the podcast. Scott hopped on. What's going on, Scott? And he's always like the first one on.
Scott's got it ready to go.
Yeah. Scott Gibbons is our number one. So I'm waiting on to see if Nathaniel is going to hop on with us as well.
Yeah, I'm watching. I'm paying attention to see if he hops in here.
Okay. I think our last live had over 300 and something views, so that's pretty good. It was a good reach with Torn Outdoors. I think that's our most viewed video yet, so I think that's a good indication, bringing on our sponsors and highlighting them and Lloyd and everything that they're doing, behind the scenes is a good thing. So hopefully that can bring in some more viewers for us for the club. It's pretty cool. I just happened to look back at it earlier today, and I was like, oh wow, I didn't know that one got so many views. Hey Scott, don't worry. I've been on Okeechobee and I've been skunked. I've been on Okeechobee one time, and I didn't catch a fish.
That's a good way to start, though. It's a good way to start.
I saved them for the event, but I don't even think I'm going to be able to fish Okeechobee. So,
what's up, Nick? Welcome.
You can fish.
You're out there in Okeechobee. What's up?
I told Chris he can fish it. We already told him how to do it.
I told him I would come and get him. I'll drive all the way to. I'll drive up there and get you.
The U-Haul. We looked at the U-Haul. It is 79 cents a mile. This is what they charge per mile for you to rent a U-Haul truck.
All right, I'll see you Thursday.
Just get you a box truck and rent it with the unlimited miles.
And just send it. That would be I drove the truck today to go drop my dogs off at the vet. So, or not the vet, at the kennels. We're leaving tomorrow to go to the Texas for the wedding. So they're at the kennels, and it didn't do too good. So there's like vibration everywhere. So I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna drive that again. So
if you guys live near Bailey, he needs a ride to Okeechobee. All right.
I got in a wreck on Thursday, which was not good. So that's why I couldn't fish the KBF, unfortunately. But no vehicle. So yeah, well, hopefully Enterprise, when I get back from my wedding, will hook me up with a truck. That's the plan. I don't know.
Just car top that thing on top of the Jeep.
So my wife did just get roof racks. I just installed them on her Jeep, so I might take her Jeep with the Hobie and then come down. You know what? I might do that actually.
Well, we got Torn Outdoors on here. I did get an email from Torrent last night saying my order has been shipped. So pretty stoked about that.
Oh, buddy. Hey, I'm placing an order tomorrow.
So I went fishing this weekend at Johns Lake, and I caught a couple off the Striker 6.0, and then my little spinnerbait with the thresher that I put on there.
Really?
Caught some on it. Yeah, it was fun. I mean, hammered it. So
That's awesome. I've seen a lot. I've been seeing, I know social media does this, and I'm sure you guys can vouch for it. Like when you start talking about product that you like or you want to use, all of your media or your advertisements are all just that specific item. So when we were talking about the spinner bait that the rocket or what it's called, the
Thunder
thunder rockets
rocket,
or
I think.
yeah, that's all I've seen. I've seen like videos of them, man. And then John shared with me earlier this week. There was a tournament on the Hares chain this past weekend for the bass. I think it was the youth.
High school. It was college and then high school.
Yeah, the high school bass. One of his guys caught almost an 8-9 pounder on the thresher. No, it was the striker.
Six.
Yeah. Hey, those things can catch fish.
And you know what's funny, and you wouldn't think it, but color makes a big difference. I started out fishing black and blue, and then I changed over to the green pumpkin red. And the green pumpkin red is what I was catching them on because the water was just like super clear.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of hydrilla in the back part of John's Lake where it just kind of makes that water super, super clear.
Yeah.
Lloyd, were you throwing a striker on wherever? I don't even know where you were fishing on over there in Kissimmee. But
or Polk County. Let's be specific.
Polk County, yeah. Oh, sorry, Polk County. I don't even know where you were fishing, but obviously you were using the right bait. So,
yeah, it was pretty specific. You know,
you don't have to release that here, but
I'll share it. That's for sure.
Okay.
I heard he was in the grass. I heard he was fishing in the grass.
No grass.
None of his pictures had any grass.
I know. I saw the pictures. That's why I said it.
If I know Lloyd, and just hear me out, every time I've seen Lloyd, and I know it's Lloyd because I see his red kayak for 2.5 miles, he's out around some timber or some trees in the open water.
Well, operational security was kind of lax this year, and I had guys have numerous sightings of me. They know where my spot is this year, so
yeah,
it's going to be tough to duplicate it. But this is the second year in a row I was within 25 yards, same area.
Really?
Yeah,
really. I always know where you're at because I see your red kayak first, and then I just see you legitimately just stay in that one. You do your circles in that area. You're very, very methodical in what you do. So it works, though. Obviously, how consistent you've been this year. So
we got Amy Brown on here. We got Amy. Welcome. We need to get Amy Brown on here next week. I think she was 25th.
Yeah, she did a really good job.
Yeah, she
really good
crushed it.
turnaround too. Yeah.
Chris Arazi, what's up? John Fox, what's up? Hey,
yeah.
Chris Arazi, you gonna be out fishing this weekend? He knows where the secret spot's at.
The steak sauce?
Yeah, the steak sauce for sure.
Okay.
Lake Okeechobee.
Yep. So
I got
how many?
Sorry.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna say? You got a little teaser. I hear something rattling.
Yeah. I left one of these out there. I don't know if you can see it.
Okay. Is that a 6th Sense?
That's a 6th Sense.
Yeah.
If you can find it in a brush, be careful. There's a snake there with it. If you find it, you found my spot.
Well, I'm going out with a metal detector, guys. Which lake were you on? Can you at least tell us what it started with and ended with?
No, I wouldn't dare. Well,
offline.
Put it this way: it hasn't produced. Last year, it produced the 2nd place on Saturday of last year's tournament.
Oh.
And the second day was the 17th place, but this year I flipped it and got a 17th the first day and 6th the second day, but from the same spot. It's an area that produces in a small window in the morning, and it will produce 22 inches, 19 inch regularly. There's no small fish here. Yeah, not at all.
That's awesome. Now, did you have to do a lot of moving after that? Because I noticed the first day, whenever you're fishing, you put up some really quick scores, and then you kind of went there. There was a time period there where you didn't cull. Were you moving, or like what was your game plan there?
My day was pretty much over by 9:30, and I just couldn't. I made the decision to stay there, thinking that the bite window would open up for me again, but it never did. So day 2, I put 90 something inches up right away, and once that light switch went off, and moved, and actually upgraded one more time after that, maybe around 10:30. But guys in that area kind of hammered the other areas after I left, going out.
Yeah. So day 2 you moved, you said, and you went somewhere else, or?
I moved early. Yeah.
That was tough. Was there a lot of people fishing in your area? I know you said they hammered it pretty hard. Were there a lot of folks in that area, or?
Yeah, maybe a half a dozen within just a mile there, but they pretty much took care of the shoreline. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's good. So, well, that's awesome. Were you going in there with an expectation that you were going to be able to put up those inches pretty quick? Or
I did one pre-fish the weekend before it closed, and then one after that weekend before, and it lit up right away. So
really?
I knew they were going to be there for me if I could get there first. I had heard rumor that a lot of people were in that area, I got there first, and I knew they would be there. Matter of fact, the weekend prior to, they were in there so heavy that when I'd pull a 22 inch in, and there'd be 3 following it right up to the net.
Really?
Yeah, they were in there. I could land a fish on every cast. That's how.
Really?
That area. Yeah, it's good.
God.
Were you fishing spawners or pre-spawners or stagers, like getting ready to move up on a flat, or?
They were all fat. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but
yeah,
it's an area when you look at it, it's there really isn't anything there to hold the fish. I can't explain why they're there, but I found it last year on the first day of the tournament. I was cruising through there and I saw some bait jumping, and I threw a lure in on it, chatterbait, and it got hammered by a 22 inch right off the bat.
So, wow.
I stayed there the rest of the weekend, and checked it out, went back again. It worked out pretty good. Really couldn't find anything bigger than, I think I might have ended up with a 22 again this year. Maybe it was 21.
Sean, can you pull up his fish from
yeah, for sure.
Fishing Chaos?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
But it's kind of one of those areas, man. It's pretty stressful to stay on the spot because it's kind of like, I could say it's kind of like a residential canal crossing with a creek and main lake. It has a lot of boat traffic, a lot of bass boats, a lot of airboats, big gators on the shoreline. It was tough to stay in that spot. It was kind of like a pasture behind on this area, and there would be wild boar hogs coming up to the shoreline.
Wow.
I would say the airboats and the boats would probably be within 30 yards from me, wide open. Like it was difficult, but
really.
And the bite slowed down about the same time the boat traffic picked up. So it's just one of those things.
So the artificial wake in current is not beneficial to bass bites, huh?
Well, last year it did. Every time the boat would come through, I don't know if they stirred something up or what, but the bite was good with a chatterbait last year.
Some lakes, like Lake Toho, an airboat goes through. You throw a chatterbait through that lane, and you're normally, able to whack a fish every once in a while. But it's normally pretty good bite. You always hear of the bite that it's produced, that a boat's wake will produce. Oh yeah, there you go.
I'm gonna try and make it a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie. I was looking at a lot of the photo submissions from a lot of the anglers, and some of the like placement of the IDs and the hands and stuff were like, I know they're all good. They're not under the gill plate, but I'm telling you, there were some I was just like, where the identifier was actually covering up some of the fish, or I was just like, some of those photos made it pretty hard to see. And like right here, yours are good, but today during even the 10, there were some where I was like, geez, like some of those pictures are questionable.
Yeah, that's one thing I worked on this year. You learn after going through these things that you win with the attention to details. The little things is what kills you in a tournament. Everything from having your net handy and placed just right, and where you don't get it hung up on something as you try to net the fish. Everything from the type of rod you use, the reel, the type of line. You go through that checklist and make sure you're using all the right stuff.
So is this day one? You had 12 fish caught?
Yeah.
No, this is for
overall.
Yeah, this is overall the Tim Invitational with all his fish.
Yeah, I think I ended up with 180
total inches.
Yeah, 180 and a quarter.
Yeah.
So how far out were you from
20?
the 10?
I think it was 5th place in the overall.
Yeah,
so, for the weekend.
It's a beautiful
I
fish.
think that's your big fish right there. 20 and a quarter.
Yeah. And I mean, I was pulling those in on a crankbait, and I was sticking them good. They were aggressive in that area where I would sit there before 7 o'clock, and shad, this probably 8 to 10 inches, would fly out of the water, and a bass would just go with it just straight out of the water, diving for it. And all over the place. They were everywhere in there.
Wow.
So I was catching these fish on the first cast and every cast. So it was really good. It was fun.
That does make it for fun for sure. And you said
crankbait,
that lipless crankbait that you were showing us was the ticket.
Oh yeah, I was burning it because the water in that area is only maybe 4.5 feet deep. So I was just ripping it, trying to keep it off the bottom. And I was cranking one and bringing it in, and I saw a fish hit it along the shoreline. So I burned it as fast as I could, and as I brought it right to the boat, a bass that was probably, I'm gonna guess, probably a 22 plus. I missed him because I pulled it away from him. If I'd have just stayed with it, probably would have got him.
I saw G. He posted a video of him pre-fishing or during one of the tournament days where he was burning. I don't know what he was throwing, but he was burning in it right at, like what you just said, right at the boat as he was pulling it up out of the water. This giant just came up and just swiped at it. He ripped it right out the mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
the fish looked really.
Sean saw that. Sean saw that happen to me when we pre-fished. It took it right. I almost ripped my rod out of my hand.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there was probably 3 or 4 that if we didn't kill the bait right at the kayak, they would have just completely missed it that day we were out there. But that was probably I don't know, probably like a month and a half, 2 months before the event.
Yeah. Yeah, we just went out there to kind of just find something. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, we were catching spawners then too. So I pulled 2 right off of a bed in the same spot.
This is the other bait that I was catching them on. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, is that the slob knocker?
No, this is the jackhammer.
Okay.
The golden shiner with a Zanko on it, the Tennessee Shad Zanko. But that was doing good when the sun popped out. When the sun was out, that one did really well.
Well, you got me up there.
Yeah.
That's all. That's a beautiful beautiful looking bait there. If I was a bass, I'd be all over that thing. There you go. Finally got him up there. Sean, you're front and center now, Lloyd. Show us.
Oh,
Is that what blade is that? The gold blade?
that's the gold blade. Yeah, when the sun was up with that Zanko on it, it has really good action. Looks good in the water. That's a golden shiner.
Yeah. No, that does look juicy.
Yeah. So.
Burning that thing. Golly, makes me want to go out there and fish. I think I am gonna, when I get back from after Lake Okeechobee, I am gonna go out to Kissimmee and fish the area that I was planning on fishing. See how well it does. I'm not sure how many people were out there fishing it, but when we went out there and pre-fished, me, Sean, and Chris, it was fun. That's all I can say. The amount of fish that we caught in a little amount of time was pretty insane. Sean found the bite, and we just mimicked what he was doing, and it was what was it, Sean? Maybe 2 hours, and we had some like 20, 22, 23 inch fish in the boat, 20 to anywhere from 18 and a half to 21 and a half, 22 and a half was.
Sorry, what was your question?
The Kissimmee, we went out to Kissimmee. It was when you found the bite, and we were just mimicking what he was doing, and we were within 50, 60 yards of one another, and we were all almost catching them at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, it was. So me and Bailey had a conversation about how the fish move around on Kissimmee from like cover to cover, and just that day, I fish in layers. I don't know if that helps. I think we talked about it on here before. I kind of fish from main lake in and fish layers of cover one at a time until I pinpoint where they're at. And just that day, it wound up. I was like 1.5 miles, 2 miles from these guys, and I got on a bite. I think I caught like 5/17s like pretty quick because we have what we call the weekend trash talking trail, and I caught like 5/17s pretty quick. And I went over and linked up with these guys, and I was like, hey, this is what I found about 1 mile away from here, and we replicated that in the afternoon. And I mean, between three of us, we probably caught almost probably just under like 100 inches between each of us. I mean, I was pushing 100 inches. Bailey got pretty close. Mitchell got pretty close, pretty quick, all within.
Yeah, it was. I caught a bunch of dinks pretty much all day, throwing a frog around some timber, and then he missed one. Like he threw one, and you just heard it blow up. And I was a good 80 yards away, and I heard. I was like, that was a giant. And he's like, Chris, get over here and do it. Like I'm telling you, like just do this. And I was doing it. And my first cast doing what he told me to do, I had this giant just come up and annihilate my jig, and I lost it because I got slack line. I was like, I was tangled up in some lily pads, Kissimmee grass, and I let the slack line go, and I just saw the fish roll off and swim away. And then we just kept doing that for a good hour or two. And I'm telling you right now, that was a fun bite.
Yeah, and it was all based off of, it wasn't just regular Kissimmee grass or pads or anything. It had to be, kind of grows in like circles, but it's just thicker Kissimmee grass than everywhere else. And it just grows in like these small, like 1/4 acre clumps. And they were loaded up in there that day. And the next day were probably gone. But I don't know. Lloyd, I'll let you answer this question. Do you think natural colors are better than other colors?
I try to stick with the natural colors, you know. I mean, something that's a little subtle. I don't know. It's just what I feel comfortable with, you know.
Yeah. I have not gotten into those off the bench colors yet. What were you saying?
I know Todd's from Tennessee. He's probably a natural guy too. What's your opinion on that?
I throw a lot of green pumpkin.
Green pumpkin?
Yeah.
Either green pumpkin or black and blue, you know, a lot of dark colors. But I will say one of the ones that I caught on the spinnerbait that was using Torrance Thresher, I was using the chartreuse one, and I wasn't getting much there. So I switched it over to the one that has a little bit of the purple back that's more translucent and white.
Yeah.
And that's when I started getting a lot of followers and actually, you know, snagged a few. So
I'm going to be placing an order here tomorrow for some more giveaways that we're going to be doing at the tournaments, just so we can get more of those baits into the anglers' hands and using them, just so they can see how how great they really are. Because until you put your hands on them, because it's hard for us us anglers to step outside of what we're comfortable throwing and trying new plastics or new baits. But until you try and you put one of these on and you feel the quality and you see how well they work in person, then you'll really be like, okay, like we need to have some of these in our bags to throw, because they're great. Like I use the timber crawl. I use that one all day. Like I was punching with, like it's really good. Like it's a really good plastic for sure. So
I got a question for you, Lloyd.
Yep.
Since I don't know you, kind of give us a little background on how you started kayak fishing. For some of us that may not know you.
Well, I did some bass fishing here in Lake Wales, Central Florida years ago. Kind of got away from it. Ended up doing saltwater fishing. I had the boats and everything. But to go from here to the coast, it kind of got a little expensive doing that with a boat. So I decided I was going to do it with a kayak, and we would go over and do tarpon fishing around like the Gandy Bridge or the Skyway Bridge, tarpon fishing and doing a lot of Boca Grande, redfish and snook in that area. And probably about 3 years ago, decided, you know what, I might try to get back in this bass fishing thing. I really wasn't all that great at it at all. But I found it more enjoyable to not have to drive, 2 hours to the coast and go through all that. I could just go to a lake here and have fun, Decided, I saw like some stuff on YouTube about KBF and got in the monthly tournaments and whatnot, and then saw the Kayak Anglers of Florida, jumped on with them last year and did that. But yeah, I'm learning still, having a great time. It's just something. I mean, to me, it's more enjoyable to fish out of a kayak than it is a bass boat or anything.
I think it's an energy rush whenever it's something about you being so close to the water, and especially when you hook them, whether it's a big fish or a little fish, being that close to the water, and even the little fish will pull you around a little bit. I think that's what's
I actually got into a little bit of out of my my zone a little bit, and actually started doing a little punching this weekend. I had a little bit of success. I had some upgrades. I had some smaller stuff, but that's one of the first times I've ever done that, and it was pretty good. I might get back into doing more of that. But
I think that's the most exciting bite, is punching.
Yeah,
that's addicting to me. Between that and a swim jig,
mm-hmm.
I don't know which one's better. Hearing braid go squeaking in the mats is addicting to me.
I didn't even have a punching rod with me this weekend, and I'm sitting there probably about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, noon, and I've already put up 93, 94 inches, and I can see myself every 5 minutes dropping down the leaderboard. And so I decided I was going to go in deep, man. I went as far back in that stuff as I could get in there, but to get after it, it's amazing how if you try, how far you can get in there and get after it, man. When you got that on the line, it's exciting. That's what it's all about.
Well, I've never punched before until recently, and I started punching a little bit, and I did that this weekend. Pulled the motors up, the pedal drives up, and just paddled my way back into some lily pads and started throwing around some grass there. And it's amazing how quick you can start figuring out little areas that might be good. And sure enough, flipped right in there, and bam, it was about a 16-incher. It wasn't that big, but it was, like you said, Sean, it's fun. It's exciting. You can get addicted to that quickly. Now, what's not so much fun is when the wind's blowing, and you're trying to stand up and throw in there. And yeah.
I think we know a lot about wind. How was the wind out there this weekend, Lloyd? Was it kicking up a little bit or no?
Saturday had pretty decent breeze going, but Sunday it was almost dead calm there.
Really?
Very little wind at all. Yeah, on Sunday.
Yeah, punching. I don't have the patience. I try. If I go to Okeechobee, I'll definitely dedicate half my day to it, probably. But
that's probably not a bad idea.
But I have my shoulders and my back are not conducive to standing up and flipping a weight all day. So I got to sit down and rotate. So
right,
yeah, we're not Army strong, Sean. Okay, not all of us are Army strong.
He's a hater.
Well, the one thing that I'm learning about the punching is you got to have some massive weight to get through some of this stuff.
2 ounces is what I was throwing.
Well, I'm thinking 1 ounce is going to be pretty good. That's the heaviest weight I've ever thrown. No. I'm going to have to pull out the pocketbook and give me some heavier weights.
Wicked weights, man. They got some good ones.
I did find a company that sells a 2.5 ounce the other day that I'm about to buy.
I was throwing my 2 ounce weight and I had to chunk it like 10 foot up in the air just to get it to go through some of the mats I was fishing.
I almost throw a 2 ounce exclusively when punching mats because you can control it. If it's a light mat, just feather it through.
Yeah.
But
like I said, I'm learning it, but it's fun. It's a lot. And usually when you jack one of them, you set that hook, they're usually stuck pretty good unless they get tangled in there. But
what is not fun? What is not fun when it comes back at your face, and you're like, I was in Lakeland. I'm not going to say which body of water I was on, but I was in Lakeland, and I was like, you know what? Nope. Well, yeah. I'm not going to say which part, but I was punching, and I was like, you know what? I'm like, it's deep. I'll punch these mats, and it's like 20-something foot deep, and these mats, like, it goes all the way to the bottom. And I got a bite. I set the hook. That 2 ounce weight came out of there and literally hit the top of my hat on my head and like just grazed it. And if that would have hit my tooth, I'd have been done. I'd have been done for.
I don't know if any of you know Adam Reiser. He fishes out of Tennessee, but he fishes a lot of the circuits. There's a video on YouTube somewhere where he was punching one of the lakes using a 1 ounce or 1.5 ounce and jacked it, and it flew back, hit him square right in the mouth, and knocked his front 2 teeth out.
Oh no, that's my biggest thing is like I set the hook on it. I haven't really known like the difference between, like, you'll know when you got a bite, but like there was I thought I had one, and I don't know if I did or not, and I set the hook. That thing came out quick. I misjudged how far down it was. It wasn't that far down. It wasn't that far down, and when I set the hook, it went straight up. So, yeah. Someone said, what were they saying on the comments? They were like, trying to find the right vegetation is the hardest part with all the spraying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Florida right now, they're doing a lot of management.
Yeah, there was. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm saying in Toho, I know they were taking away some of the vegetation, so.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some comments floating around about Kissimmee is so much different, in certain spots. I know last year Kissimmee down on the south end was horrendous. It looked like it got nuked, but it actually doesn't look too bad right now. Last time I was there.
Oh, I'm gonna pull up the Facebook thing too while we're here. If y'all have any other questions, like for Lloyd, I want to bring up the Okeechobee post-event meetup. I had the survey the poll that I asked everyone to fill out. I want to see what everyone has agreed on for the post-event meetup for after the Okeechobee event. And drop in the comment sections below if you guys do plan on going to Lake Okeechobee. There was some concern. I want to make sure that the link that the registration for Lake Okeechobee is accessible for everyone. Right now, I think there's like 1 or 2 people that are signed up, but I know Todd was having some issues with Fishing Chaos showing the Lake Okeechobee event. So I want to make sure if you guys are on right now, just hop on the Fishing Chaos app and try to register or see if you can find the Lake Okeechobee event. And if you can register, just like put a thumbs up in the comment below, just so I know if I have to reach out to our Fishing Chaos rep or not. I see it fine, but that's because I created the tournament. I want to make sure you guys see it as well.
Lloyd, I got a question for you. Oh, sorry. I thought you were done.
No, you're good, Sean. Go ahead.
What's your favorite lure?
A Rapala DT10.
DT10?
Yep.
That's an interesting one for here.
Well, if you go to Tenor Rock, you could punish them there with that thing.
True. I believe that. It's definitely a spot to throw it.
I'm a DT6 guy.
Yeah.
I like the DT6.
I go with the 10 because I could grind it right in the dirt, and it does really well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What lake, when you go to Tenor Rock, Lloyd, where do you fish most in Tenor Rock? I'll tell you.
Lake B.
Fair enough.
Been there.
Been there a cat time or two. Hey, let me know when you go back out.
There's no fish in Lake B.
If you could take a pocket full of those lures with you, you can drag it through those sticks and just drive it in the dirt, and you're going to pull out some 20 inchers out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Been there, done that.
The crankbait. Giving away
I like
all
Lloyd.
Tonight.
I like Lloyd. Yeah, we're gonna have to mute him now. There's more secrets to be given. But no, I want to go. We all need to get together on a off weekend where we're not out traveling or doing something, and we just go pick a lake over. It don't have to be Tenor Rock. We go anywhere and just kind of have like a fun fishing event. I know we're gonna talk a little bit tonight more about our upcoming open. A lot of information where hopefully is going to be starting to come out and come present for you guys. What's the thumbs down for, Chris Mitchell?
I'm assuming the question you asked about registration.
It's not showing on the main page under the nearby tournaments. It's not showing on there. You have to go to your dashboard under the clubs to show it.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to make a note of that because that might be the reason why we only have the one registered. It's published. It shows that it's published on my end. But I've already reached out and been in contact with a Fishing Chaos rep. And I guess what he told me to do didn't work. However, the link that I'm going to post out after this video, if you click that directly, it will send you to the registration page. Correct, Todd? You were able to get it from there?
Yeah, if I went through the tournament or to our club page, it shows on there.
Yeah,
okay.
In the dashboard.
They talking about are they not able? If they just type in FKBT, it should populate, right? Or are they saying it's not populating?
So most of the time it'll go by on your nearby events tournament on the home page. It'll be on nearby, but I think it has to be within a certain amount of days before it publishes on there. But I don't know why. I'm going to talk to Jesse and I'll figure it out tomorrow on my way to Louisiana. So Associate Championship. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that, Mr. Phillips? Look at him. Chris Mitchell's just doing different.
Yeah. Amy said the search worked for her, so.
Maybe he's talking about the ambassador.
Oh, yes, we have not talked about that yet, but I am going to cover the ambassador, and I appreciate you for bringing that up, Mr. Phillips. I'm going to, again, I made a post on our members only page, had about 2 folks that messaged me or commented on it saying that they were interested. I'm extending obviously to Mr. Lloyd here, Nathaniel, anybody who really wants to go. The invitation is up to you guys. We can go a little bit more in depth on on how the team format and all that works. We sent a team up to the national championship this year. I think we have a lot of really good anglers in our club. I mean, really good anglers. And I think it would be and I think we're one of the only KBF ambassador clubs here in Florida. that they have brought on for this year. So I think it would be ideal for us to send like our top anglers. But if you want to go and you're able to go, shoot a message. I'll repin that up to the top of our members only page, and let's get it figured out. The more we can, and I'm going to talk to Chad and see if we can send multiple teams. If we can send 2 teams up there, then that's what we can do. I just don't know if there's a limit. If it's just being one club, we send 1 team. So I'll have to read the rules more in depth on that. I've just glanced at them. But yeah, if you're interested and you want to participate in the Ambassador Championship, it's an easy way to put our club on the map. And Lloyd and Nathaniel this weekend have already helped with that, right? We appreciate you guys for representing the club out there. And you guys weren't the only 2. We had Amy, we had John Fox, we had Conrad Benetti out there, Nathaniel, Lloyd. I'm sure there were more. I'm sure we had quite a bit out there, but from the ones that I've spoken to and seen their posts on Facebook, I know Alan Sweat, he was on our KFL team this past year. Then we had, there's quite a few of us out there. We appreciate you guys doing that. That's what we're here for. And we're going to be sending folks to the championship this year as well, kind of like what the KBF did last year. They set aside some spots for us to be able to give away to our top anglers to go. And if they didn't fish any KBF events throughout the year, we'd be able to provide them with an opportunity to go and fish against the best in wherever the KBF National Championship is going to be this year. It's going to be close. So, Wendy, yes. Slow down with those hand gestures. Oh God, Scott. Hey, what's going on, Andrew? So Andrew's on with us right now. But yeah, if you guys are interested, just shoot us a message and we'll talk about it. I know Chad had mentioned to Robert that he wanted to reach out to us and talk to us about that Ambassador Championship, but I don't know if I'll be able to go, nor would I think I qualify to go, because we have a lot better anglers in the club than sending me. I promise you that. And I want us to go up there and win. So, and also just to kind of get this out here, the entry fee and stuff, that's something that us as a club, we can talk on like we did for the national championship. I don't see why that's something that the club can't, for those 4 members for the team side of it, was to pay for those entry fees. But that's something that we'll put up for a vote club wide, and figure out a budget for that. So we can help out at least on some of that cost as well. But that's something we can talk about getting closer to the deadline for that. So is that something you'd be interested in doing, Lloyd, or work and things? Okay. Yeah, I think Nathaniel is on fire. That kid can fish. He just very knowledgeable. I've ran across him a couple times out at Tannerock as well, and he's just out there honing in his craft, and he's doing phenomenal this year. Very consistent with you, Conrad Benetti, again, hammer. We got John Fox who is good. There's a ton of anglers in our club right now that are just straight hammers, and we can go up there and give them a run for their money. So
what's that? Yeah. The AOI points, is it four outings or 3?
3 top 3 is what is being calculated towards your AOI points right now. We can pull it up again just to give again, Conrad is at 600 points. He's only fished 2 events.
Right.
So, yeah, I'll go in there real quick and I'll let you know what that looks like. But yeah, it's going to be your top 3 finishes, minus obviously the championship. So what is that? 7 events. You have 7 events. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see real quick.
I got it coming up.
Yeah, so right now we have Fred Anderson's in first place with 837, and Chris Mitchell 831, and Thomas Woodring 810, and Lloyd Hardy 7. You and Nathaniel are tied for 798.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah, it's stacked up at the top for sure. Amy Brown up there killing it, and I'm sure Wendy is going to be right up there once she gets her third event in the bag.
Looks
So-
like Dink Slayer is in number 9.
Really? Oh yeah, I am. Hey, that's that Claremont chain. That's that Get Lucky chain that I got. I caught like 150 fish that day. I found Lloyd Hardy's schooling fish over on Claremont chain. Every cast, I'm not lying to you, I caught a fish. And Lloyd, okay, so I wanted to talk to you about this. You know where you were fishing on Claremont chain. I'm not going to put that out there, right?
Right.
You know where I was, right?
Yep.
South of you.
Mm-hmm.
That jet ski lane, that boat lane right there where you saw those boats coming through.
Right.
When I went north of you and onto that bridge and came back,
Mm-hmm.
from when I left you where those trees were,
Right.
I caught about 62 fish in 30 minutes.
Wow.
They were all like 14, 15 inchers,
Mm-hmm.
but I was throwing a jabberjaw just every cast. And I just happened to stumble upon them. Like you were saying, like I was going and I thought I saw bait fish like flickering on the top of the water. And I'm like 80 yards off of the Kissimmee line, the grass line. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to throw a jabberjaw. And I'm telling you, every single cast I caught a fish until when I passed there till the line's out. Almost every cast I caught a fish.
Right.
And I think I might have upgraded one or two because they were small. Now talking with Sean and Todd afterwards, I should have fished something a little bit lower to catch some of the bigger fish that stayed on the bottom there.
Mm-hmm.
But I was having fun. I was catching fish. I didn't care. I was like, I just got bumped into third place. I'm like, I'm catching fish. I don't care how big they are. I was like, in 30 minutes, I could catch a 17, and that would have been all I needed to get up there. But it was fun. I got lucky because other than that, I failed to catch limits. So, but yeah. Did that answer? I think that might have answered Robert Phillips' question about I ramble, guys. I'm sorry. There is an individual tournament yes, there is an individual tournament. So that's why when I stated that we would pay for the team admission fees, that's what I mean by that. It ends up being like $50 a person or $25 a person is what they said. But yes, there is an individual component to that as well. So you can go there and win quite a bit of money from the team aspect. And then the individual. Now, if you go there and you win money for the team, obviously we get all the money. No, I'm just kidding. That money comes back to us. No, I'm kidding. 100% kidding. Y'all would obviously determine how y'all would split that money, but yeah.
Reimburse the club the admission fee.
Please. I mean, we're running on fumes here, guys. Remember, we're having to pay for that $125 a week or each tournament for the judging official, that's nothing because that takes so much off of our back. That those fees are covered through the $5 admin fee that we take from the admission costs, but we don't break even unless we hit 35 anglers.
Register. Yeah, 35.
Yeah, so we've been able to meet the minimum to pay for the judging, which is good because we've had on average over 30 anglers that have participated in each one of our events so far. So we haven't had to really worry about that, but there are other expenses for the checks and for this streaming platform we pay for monthly, and for our accounting for the LLC, we have to obviously pay those and taxes and whatnot. So yeah. Definitely, we're not asking for you to give that money back to us. We're definitely just joking. But you guys can determine how y'all would split your thousands in dollars that y'all are winning. Hook a brother up. I lost my truck. I need a down payment for a new one. So help a brother out so I can help me rent a U-Haul truck to come to Okeechobee.
Oh, Bailey, stop it! I already told you I'd come get you.
So, All right, Scott, peace out. I see you said you had to go, so tight lines. And Robert Phillips said the teams are unlimited. So depending on how many folks we want to get up there or that want to get up there and go, it's going to be in Alabama, where the new KBF headquarters are going to be, Huntsville, Alabama. We'll post all the information. It's on the KBF main page. You can find all the information for the Ambassador Club Championship right there. I'll post that link like I did previously in a Facebook post to our Facebook page. So if it's something you're interested in and you want more information on it, get it straight from the source. So we're not giving you guys any misinformation. And any questions you have, feel free, reach out to me. We'll reach out to Chad. And hopefully we can bring Chad back on to our podcast so he can talk a little bit more about the Ambassador Championship a little bit further. So, yeah. That's all I got for that, and then we can just talk about Lake O. Unless we have anything else for Lloyd, we don't want to keep you on here too much, sir. We first off, we appreciate all you're doing for our club. You're going out there and you represent it in a huge way. So first off, again, we can't thank you and Nathaniel, Amy, John, all you guys that went out there this weekend and fished your butts off. We appreciate it. You guys are doing big things. We encourage you to continue to do those big things. And that just doesn't mean fishing KBF. Whatever you guys plan to do on the national level or tournaments you plan to fish, hey, you still represent the club and in a positive light. And that's all we can thank you for. So we appreciate you guys for sure.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Congratulations. Sixth place, cashing that check, that money, right? Nathaniel cashing that money. So hopefully you can cash a check on Okeechobee. Keep the momentum going. So for sure. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'll be there.
That's good. We're looking forward to wherever you're at. I'm going to be at, sir. So just beware. I know what kayak you fish out of.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get some spray paint. I'm gonna spray paint.
I actually got a couple questions I'll talk to you about your kayak a little bit later on, but that's something different.
He already gave us a clue about where he's going to be putting in at on Okeechobee. So
I'm just going to swerve in over there, like, what's going on, Lloyd? Where you at? I'm going to be over the bridge throwing bricks.
Speaking of that, sorry about that loud dog in the background. You were going to mention, you was going to bring up some stuff, Chris, about the, I guess about the launch or the meetup afterwards.
Yes. So right now, according to the Facebook, we had 27 people that looked at the votes or placed their votes on the preparation for Lake Okeechobee event, where we said north or south end of the lake is where we were going to have our post-event meetup, and then the north end of the lake is going to be where the event is going to be held for the post-event meetup, and we will determine if that's going to be at a restaurant or at a boat launch at a park nearby. I don't think I'm honestly going to be fishing that event, so I'm probably going to be judging, but I will be down there. And if we end up doing it at a boat launch, I might just order a bunch of pizzas and have it ready for when everybody gets down there or gets to that area, just so that it's not kind of out of a lot of people's way. So I might pick a pretty decent boat launch, go there and have the award ceremony there with some pizzas and drinks and stuff, just to make it a little bit easier on some of our anglers, because Lake Okeechobee is huge, and to get from south to north could take a while. So maybe that might entice people to fish a different side of the lake, and so they can participate in the event, because again, these post-event meetups, we don't want to host them too late, because people do have to get home to their families, and being out on the water all day long and going to a post-event meetup could be, kind of hinder them getting home late and spending time with their family. So just prepare for that. We're going to be doing the post-event meetup on the north end of the lake. So when you're prepping for your fishing, just please be mindful of that. And if you are on the south end of the lake, just know the post-event meetup's going to start at 5:30. So that gives you an hour after 2 hours after lines out to get to the boat launch or wherever we're having that event. So, and I'll post it on Facebook too. So I'll make a post about it. So thank you for reminding me about that too, Todd. So,
Yes, sir.
if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comment section below and we'll answer them.
Yeah, anything. Answers or questions for Lloyd, questions about Okeechobee, boundaries, boat launches. If you have any questions about the post I made, like I said, you guys can reach out to me directly. I'll take your guys' calls any time of the day. So if there's any confusion about it.
I got one challenge that I'm going to state for from now until championship, the championship. Who can grow out the best mustache? All right. So between now and championship at the end of the championship, when we do the championship post event where we do the ceremony and AOI and all that fun stuff, we're gonna do a mustache too, and you guys are gonna have a prize. So I'll drop that in the comment section below or in the Facebook page as well. And it'll be a fun little competition between us. So.
No mustache for this guy.
So yeah, it'll be fun. I think the KFL did something like with the beard. If you got a beard or something, they made a calendar out of it. I might make a calendar out of our mustaches and sell them. The stash for cash. Oh, look at that, the stash for cash. We might do that. Who knows?
Hey, make sure everybody congratulate or try and stop Bailey from getting married. He's about to tie the knot.
To my wife.
Look at Molly.
As she's stuffing her face with what is that Chinese food we're about to eat? So she went and surprised me with Chinese food. But yeah, I do get to marry Miss Molly this Saturday in Texas in a barn.
Congratulations! If I haven't told you already.
Congrats.
I awesome. Do. She's earned it. So. She gets me. She gets this good-looking specimen for the rest of her life. So
in Tennessee, we say "bless her heart."
Yeah, yeah. Her heart has been blessed by me being present in her life.
Doesn't mean an actual blessing.
Actually, I'm going to say this on live. I am very lucky to have her because she allows me to go out and fish. Ask Sean. Anybody that's close to me knows on Christmas Day, New Year's Day, all those days where we don't have kids and stuff. She's like, well, you just go out and fish. So she lets me go out and fish as much as I want. Sometimes I don't read between the lines and I'm like, all right, yeah. And I'm out the door fishing, but really, she probably meant, hey, you need to stay home with me. So, yeah, but no, she's awesome. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to have a good time in Texas. Hopefully I'm able to dance. I've been having some neck and shoulder issues after the wreck, so hopefully I can spin her around on the dance floor and let her enjoy her day. So our day, sorry. but yeah, I appreciate that, Sean. I wasn't expecting you to put that on blast, but
gotta put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Molly's been nice enough to let me spend the night over there with you guys. So
even though there were gunshots, but
yeah. We did go outside armed, ready to go.
Yes. We were Army and Air Force strong that night. So we came in blazing. But no, yeah, I appreciate that, you guys. I'm looking forward to Lake Okeechobee, fishing or not fishing. Either way, I'm looking forward to it. It's going to put up some big numbers. So you guys go ahead. I'll figure out the registration issues. And if you can't find it, I'll have that link on our Facebook page. But go ahead, make sure you sign up. I'll create a post just to see verify like how many people we're going to have at that post event meetup, so that I kind of figure out where we're going to have it and how many pizzas I'll have to order. Yeah, we'll go from there. But I appreciate you, Lloyd. Again, thank you so much for hopping in on us. And I hope this isn't the last time we bring you up on here for you to tell us your secrets and your successes. I know it's not going to be. So we appreciate you taking your time out of your day to hang out with us and share some of your successes with us. So,
well, thank you. I appreciate you. So.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you, Lloyd. That's our job. No, we appreciate everyone. Again, I think we have a really good club, a lot of really good people. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. So again, thank you guys, thank everyone. The amount of help that you guys, when you guys are posting stuff on our page, on our members only page, and the amount of responses that we get from our members helping out other members, like, I mean, that right there is what it's all about, in my opinion. So you guys keep on doing that. There's a tournament that's going on to help another kayak family that is having some issues with, what did you say? What are you laughing about, Sean? Okay. All right. Mitchell, that's it. I'm done with him. I tried helping him earlier. I'm gonna just stop it there. But I'll post something. I'll share another tournament that's coming up to help a local kayak family. So we can do our part. But I'll share that story a little bit later on. Yeah. That's all I got, guys. Right at an hour.
That's
Mitchell.
awesome. Congrats again, Lloyd. I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
Amy, Nathaniel, Conrad, John. Yeah, thanks for going out and representing the club. Like we always say, you guys make the club work. So I appreciate it. And it's always awesome. Like when I've gotten the chance to do it. Obviously, I was in Georgia this week, so I didn't get to fish KBF event. But it's always awesome getting to go out and represent the state club and putting it on the spotlight. So.
Todd, can you verify who we're going to have on next? Aren't we going to have Rogue Fishing on?
So the Thursday, we're going to do it on a Thursday night. It's the Thursday after our Okeechobee event. It will be right before the Hobie. So Ethan Jett, he works for Rogue. He's coming down to fish the Hobie, and so he's going to come on with us that Thursday night. So he's going to be here live in person. He's going to come to my house, and we're going to hang out on here. So he's going to show us some stuff that they have, and some stuff that they're coming up with, and talk rogue fishing.
Yeah, we're going to have 13. We'll have 13 Fishing on pretty soon too, to talk about what's coming up this year with them and what they're planning on doing with us too. So a lot of big stuff coming down the line for us, and we're looking forward to it and sharing that news with our members as well. So. Again, a lot of big things coming ahead for us.
Absolutely.
Yep. Awesome. Well, Lloyd, again, thank you. Everyone else, thank you guys for watching, and we look forward to seeing you guys on Lake Okeechobee. So more information to come in the next coming weeks.
Have a good night, gentlemen.
Tie lines, my friends. Be safe out there.